Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Success Insight podcast. Our guest today is a return guest. It is Andree Martin, and she's back with us for another Mindset Monday. Andree is your leadership mindset and golf performance coach. She is an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, and a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame. Recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace, Andree works with individuals, groups, corporate, or organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance professional success of aspiring executives. Andree, welcome back to the Success Insight podcast.
Thanks, Howard. It's great to be back.
Yeah, I am having so much fun just kind of planning out and executing these Mindset Mondays. So I'm like really excited of what you have in store for us today. But before we do begin that, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't seen the episodes with Andree, we did a first episode. Our launch episode is How Are We Going to Go for the Gold? And that was followed by the second episode for Mindset Monday, which was Staying Grounded. So, Andree, I'm excited. What have you got in store for us today?
Well, thanks, Howard. Well, we're always going to start the day by focusing on how we're going to go for the gold, because it's always about how we're going to raise the bar. But there are days where we're having to manage hazards, and we've got blow-up holes coming our way. For those of you that aren't golfers, hazards, just by the name of it, is where you get into trouble on the golf course. You might hit it sideways and be in the trees. You might be in a ditch. You might be in the water. You might be in a sand bunker. Then there's the situation of a blow-up hole, which is, you're having a great day. Everything's going your way. You're thinking, oh, I got it in the bag. And all of a sudden something blows up in your face and you just got a hole that just made your score go skyrocketing high. Kind of like all of a sudden, the middle of March, we got hit with the corona toxic drain.
Oh, my.
And so I thought this would be a great way to pull the two together and see what happens when life sends us lemons. How are we going to make lemonade today?
It's certainly a very appropriate topic given the circumstance we're in with the coronavirus. And as a weekend golfer, I know all too much about hazards and blow-up holes. I mean, I have had moments of absolute brilliance followed by utter mediocrity. And one of the things that always amazed me about some golfers, if they get into a hazard, they try to power their way out of it. And when they try to power their way out of it, they get into even worse circumstances. Whereas others will say, I'm in the hazard. I need to get into safety. I need to get into clear air. We use the clear air. Used to use that in the sailing metaphor because, if you're around a bunch of other boats, go in another direction, find that clear air. So tell us more about these hazards, these blow-up holes. And I know that one as well. I've had blow-up holes, and which is why I have a very consistent golf score, which is consistently not so good.
And quite honestly, reasons for that are why I have a day job.
Yes.
And get a chance, an opportunity to improve and lower the chances of you finding the hazards and having blow-up holes. But a lot of this has to do with creativity, too. Where does your mind go? In all honesty, when I get in trouble is when I get the most creative, because it's like I'm seeing, okay, how can I get out of this and really have a great shot and set myself up for the great next shot? It takes me back, the best example I can think of, this is a while ago, but still to this day, it's in my head. And I remember it over and over and over again. Bob Tways on the 18th hole of the 1986 PGA Championship. And he's got to make a birdie to beat Greg Norman for the win. And it is one of the most beautiful shots in golf. And he just knocks the shot right out of the bunker into the hole and wins the tournament. And everybody's thinking, oh my gosh, what a Hail Mary shot. But we have Hail Marys every day. It's all in how you focus. I mean, Bob Toy got in there and said, hey, I got nothing to lose, everything to gain, right? Just like all of us sitting here on a day-to-day basis right now, we've got a choice. Are we going to feel sorry for ourselves? Are we going to get, oh, woe is me? Or are we going to figure a way to get out? Are we going to keep building upon the strengths that we've developed over the years with our practice and our plan and working our plans and planning our practice purposefully to create a great opportunity? It also, this whole coronavirus has got me thinking about all these stories that I've had. And, you know, sometimes a blow-up hole makes you think about expecting the unexpected. And a wonderful, touching story goes back to the Rodney King riots in Los Angeles back in 1991. I had the great pleasure of starting an inner city junior golf program for the LPGA, which is now known as the LA First Tee. Our gift to the First Tee was this curriculum and program that we developed.
Okay.
And I had to wait for the rod. I remember it was 7:15 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And I had to wait for the verdict so that I could go drive into South Central LA to go pick up the kids to play golf. Okay, so here is a horrific situation. It could have blown up. They were worried about more rioting and everything else. And the verdict came out for the better. I got to go into the hood. It was just amazing. Driving down the streets, you could have heard a pin drop. It was so quiet. There were no bums. There was nobody in the streets, kind of a lot like our freeways and roads right now. But the beauty of it all was the purpose. I got to go get the kids to play golf. I'm driving into that rec center and I'm all excited because I get to do some good. And I pull into the parking lot and the kids are going, yay, we get to go play golf. We get to go play golf. And that's the beauty of this game. And that's the beauty of the opportunity to make lemonade. There's another saying in golf, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, right?
That's that's golf. I mean, I've heard that before, but
we've all heard that, right? But if you think about it, think back to Bob Toy. You know, he could have given up. Oh, I'm in the bunker and I gotta hold this out. But he did, and he won. It could have gone the other way, sure.
It's interesting in again the circumstance that we're in. A couple stories have really jumped out for me, and like these are people that I would want to get to know more about. Many of the grocery stores have found ways to stay in business. I mean, who would have ever thought that the grocery store, the worker in the grocery store, is an essential staff member in keeping our economy going? So all these millionaires, billionaires who are making boku bucks, well, I'll tell you what, in many cases, I won't say all, but I would suspect in many cases, they're not on the front lines with the staff members that they're paying minimum wage to. And this crying about we can't pay people $15 an hour, you know, that's just too much. It's going to ruin the company, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, I walk down the street, there's a Jewel, there is a Mariano's, which is, I guess, owned by Kroger. There is little mom and pop stores in New York. I think they're called bodegas, where you can go in and get a canned good, maybe get some fruit or something. There's Trader Joe's, but they've come up with ways to stay in business, to continue to serve the customer, okay, but also ways that they are keeping their employees safe, who are really burdened by not only the stress of taking care of themselves and their family, but also keeping a job, because everything could turn so quickly. So there's that, and also the restaurants. Many of the restaurants have shuttered.
But many have come back. Yeah. They're actually doing to-go orders. How creative!
Exactly, and everybody, if not everybody, but if people will think, well, the restaurant will be able to stay in business with that to-go order, well, probably not. Many of the wait staff who would traditionally be taking your order are not getting paid. I mean, they don't have a job, whereas they're not getting the tips. The cook staff is potentially there. Now, there's some bigger issues around distancing and finding new ways to stay within the guidelines that have been given to us for social distancing and staying safe in that environment. But they're having to learn. And then, but I remember there was a story it was in Texas of all places, a grocery store that was affected. I don't know what virus they were involved in. This was years ago. I don't know if it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but there was some event. And I remember this grocery store, someone had the foresight, I guess that's what it is, the foresight to say, we need plans in case something like this happens again. And what was really cool is you had a leader recognizing we need to be prepared, having a disaster recovery professional in the house. Our business continuity professional. And these are the people that are learning how to manage through those hazards or those blow-up holes.
And it makes me think of another saying that I absolutely love that the listeners will probably enjoy, because this has always been one I go back to over and over whenever I'm going down that negative path. I know I need to flip it to positive. Success is when preparedness meets opportunity. Well, that grocer was prepared, right? And all of these grocers are learning how to adapt. But when we've got a good plan in place, we can execute it. So again, I think of Tiger Woods. The last thing he really focuses his practice on is bunker play, because he doesn't plan on being in the bunkers. But you still have to have your plan in place of, okay, where are the percentage shots? Where do I need to focus my practice? How do I need to work my plan? And where is your attention going, right? When you're having a day where you're having those blow-up holes, where is your attention going? Are we going into a bunker again? Are we going into another hazard? No. You've got to switch that and put that bullseye on the putting green. You've got to switch and have your focus on and attention on where you want to go. Another story I'd like to share, it takes me to this year's Super Bowl, quite honestly. I as much as I wanted the 49ers to win, because I've had the great pleasure of working with the Lynch family's kids over the years, John Lynch, great family. Oh my gosh, what an incredible story, getting that team to the Super Bowl in 2 years. But Mahomes, the Chiefs quarterback, you got 3 touchdowns down, 6 minutes to go. And he's having to talk to the team because the guys are really down. He goes, okay, here we go. You got to believe, brother. It's like some faith you've had all of your career. You've got to believe right now. It's going to happen, man. I can feel it. And they did it. And sometimes it just takes a leader empowering everybody to really step it up and bring everybody forward. So we've got a choice to listen to the press, or we've got a choice to go for the gold. Right? We've got a choice to make lemonade every single day in whatever we do. Golf is, this whole thing puts golf in perspective. It's a game we play. So why are we working so hard? Keep it fun, And when you've had a lot of losing rounds, sometimes it gets hard to imagine winning. But in today's world of winning attitude, making lemonade, you've got to look and act as if you're succeeding. Even on the days you're not, or even in the moments you're not, keep setting your eyes on the bullseye. Where do you want that target? Where do you want that field goal? And dial in on making that field goal, that touchdown, that home run, fired over the second baseman's head. What is it like to succeed in your business? How have you done it all along? Focus on how you've done it. And yeah, it might be a different course. It's a different day. But how have you done it? And stay the course and work the plan, with winning in mind, even small success, which might be one bunker shot that, hey, you might just happen to go into the hole. Great. There's something to be said for, if you really believe in you, if you bet on you and you work your plan. Howard, I know you've done it in your business. You're doing it every day. Anybody that's successful, if you believe you can win, You walk like and be the champion. You make lemonade. You go for the goals and you get it. That's it.
Fantastic. This is a very powerful episode today. I mean, we are really given a great opportunity. I mean, it's through trying circumstances, but a great opportunity of what can I do myself? What choices can I make in the moment and to make things better for myself, my family, my neighbor, the businesses down the street, and what lessons can I learn also from the circumstances that we are in, so that should it happen again, that I know, yeah, things might get tough, but I'm going to be making that lemonade. Andree, thank you for joining us again on Mindset Monday.
My pleasure.
All right, folks, we've just been chatting with Andree Martin, leadership mindset and golf performance coach. We have been talking about managing hazards and blow-up holes and really bringing together the game and the metaphors from golf to business and the real world and the circumstances we are living in today, and, get those pearls of wisdom, those nuggets that we can kind of use and go forward with. If you would like to learn more about Andree and her work, she invites you to visit her on andreegolf.com. She's on LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as Instagram, and we will provide to you, our listeners, all of those links in our show notes. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're going to be back next Monday for another installment of Mindset Mondays, and I know we're going to be talking a little bit about raising the bar, effortless power versus powerful effort. So do join in and have a listen. Let us know what your thoughts are on the episodes. Do comment on our pages, whether it's on successinsightpodcast.com website, if it is on our Facebook page, LinkedIn, lots of opportunities for you to comment about the show, or, perhaps there's some questions you have about golf leadership that you want to ask Andree during these podcasts. We're more than happy to share those questions as well. So remember, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, be safe, stay healthy, and be happy. Have a phenomenal day, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Success Insight Podcast.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.